Hey, Debbie. Welcome.
Hi, your email didn't say what time the meeting began.
It's actually next Friday. Well, today's meeting starts at 1. And the email I sent out is for John Replogle. Is that the one you're responding to? I can't hear you, Debbie. Can you hear me, Debbie?
Dennis, what time does the meeting begin?
Are you looking for the John Replogle from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next Friday at 1 o'clock.
Next Friday at 1 o'clock. What's going on now? You're on just hanging out on Zoom?
I am on Zoom. We have a class that starts in a few minutes. I do class from 1 to 2 every day with my accelerator, my rural business accelerator.
How cool.
Yeah, and so John is our guest speaker for our final session on November 6th. But I got a lot of stuff to talk to you about, so I was just going to wait a little bit before I called you. But I've been working with a farm, getting the farm online. It's been really educational and helpful. And I think you'll be interested in some of the stuff that we've learned.
Yeah, who are you helping?
It's called White's Farm in Vanceboro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know them?
I might know them. I have to sort of Google around and see. I meet so doggone many people that it's hard to keep up with sometimes in Vanceboro.
They're right on 17. They have a big strawberry operation. Pick your own in and, pick it up. They also sell flowers, and they have a big tomato business. They have a whole bunch of greenhouses, and they sell tomatoes year round.
Cool.
Yeah. So the second generation is in my class, and she's about 30 years old, and she wants to get them online, and so she's fighting with her dad about everything, as might be expected. But it's a pretty busy place. They do about 650 sales on Saturdays in the fall.
So what county are they in? Pitt, Green?
I don't know my counties. I would guess Craven. Is that where New Bern is?
Okay.
Right outside New Bern.
There is the Visit NC Farms app is going to be going live in that region in the it's going to be in Carteret and Craven in the not too distant future. They're in the process of gathering assets, and so I'm sure that they're known to the extension community. That's going to be one really great way for them to develop some traffic to the farm. But there's not, at this point on that particular app, there's not yet a component to connect the farm to online sales.
Okay.
So a lot of folks are using just different stores online. And I saw Jason Gray emailed me Barn to Door, that you've been really hot on Barn to Door. And I've poked around it. I've asked a couple of people about it. I haven't heard back from them yet. It looks like a nice platform. The one thing that I get concerned about with these folks is she's young, so she's pretty astute at how to manage things, but how much is the percentage that you're going to be paying on the sale? Because
zero.
Credit card processor you're going to use is going to slice 4%. And then on a platform like that, and just playing around on it, I must have had 5 or 6 people that are monitoring the site reach out to me. Are there any questions you have, et cetera? So I'm like, they've obviously got investor dollars there. So there's an expectation of return. And how much is the cut that the platform will be taking from the farmer?
They don't charge anything. So the way they work is they charge a monthly fee, which is extremely reasonable. And in the case of the farm that I'm putting on that system, we gave them a grant to cover their whole first year. So it's going to cost them zero.
How much is the monthly fee?
It depends on, they've got like different levels depending on how much you need, whether you want just a store added to your existing website all the way up to, building your own. But it's something like, let's just say $100 a month for the top of the line program, something like that. And they've got over 2,000 farms signed up around the country. They are venture funded. They're out of Seattle. And they have a number in North Carolina, which I'll share with you, that love it. And they actually provide complete turnkey service, including customer service for the people coming to the store. So they do chat, they do email, customer support. So it's really easy for the farm to get involved. They don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting to get it going. And I think it starts out at really low, like $30 a month or something like that for the basic one. But I'm very impressed with them. And the farms I've talked to that they gave me as references just love them. And the fact that they provide this turnkey service, for all their various processes. And they've got some really cool delivery options. It's a very neat technology package, and there's really no reason why a farmer wouldn't benefit, even from a short trial, to kind of see what makes sense for them.
That's great, because we have a number of farms where we have the next generation that are going on, and they're out there, they're building WordPress sites, they're on social media, they're doing videos, they're doing all kinds of really great stuff. And they need to, especially if they're in rural North Carolina, they need to be online as much as possible, because that's how they're going to be making the majority of their sales.
Yeah, the numbers that this group has is a phenomenal. What some of their participating farms are doing, the monthly revenues and so forth are really spectacular, especially because of COVID. So I think you'll like them. I'm working with the CEO directly, and actually with the COO, the president. And so we got their attention all the way up the food chain. So they're really responsive to me. And I want to talk to you about how we could do. I think they're presenting at the Carolina
Farm Stewardship.
Yeah, they're a sponsor of that this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be presenting there. But they sent me 5 or 6 websites of farms in North Carolina, which I didn't know them. Some are north of Raleigh, some are out in the west. A lot of them are selling pastured beef and hog and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty interesting, and it's
know,
a really easy platform for the farmer to deal with.
Do you know the Visit NC Farms app at all?
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
So I know Annie, one of the things that they're looking at, they're right at the edge of 52, 54 counties right now.
Okay.
And so they've got critical mass. And one of the plugins that they want to do is they want to have an online module for the folks that are using the NC Farms app that is integrated. So it might be worth having a conversation with her.
Yeah, happy to chat with her. They may well want to help do that. They do make it so they give everybody a MailChimp account. Are you familiar with MailChimp?
Yep.
And the MailChimp allows them to embed their buy button in the emails. So the farmer can send out emails and people can buy from the email.
Annie's got all these push notifications that are going out right now. It's great. The farms that are on the app are, again, it's the younger kids that are coming in. They're using push notifications to run specials, to draw people to the farm, to get attention. It's just great. And cool. It's really, they're getting a lot of traffic. She's gotten grants to be able to get people in the counties on board, because it's going to cost a few $1,000s a year just to maintain the electronic side of the app. And so she needs to have as much support at the county level as possible. And then one of the things that we've got to talk about is how we're going to get the General Assembly to hardwire 2 or 3 positions in the Department of Ag over time to run this thing.
Yeah.
Or is it going to peel out and become more of a private kind of entity? But anyway, right now, all the focus for the past year has been just getting it out there.
Yeah. Well, this company may well be interested in investing or being part of that. They're a for-profit. I think they raised about 80 million of venture capital. And there are a lot of foodies in the company from the Seattle area. So they're really oriented toward the farms and the provenance of the products. And I find them to be very, very good. And they definitely understand number one, the farmer is not going to be doing all this back end stuff, and they're not going to pay a lot of money. And they figured that out. And everyone I've showed it to has just been, wow, this is hard to say no to. And they don't charge a percentage transaction. So that makes it good too, that, you know, for those that care about that. And anyway, I've just been very impressed. I've been setting up small businesses with e-commerce through our accelerator, and it's a lot of work if you don't have all those pieces.
Yep.
And the farm piece is really, really easy because of barn to door.
Yeah, I used to run an online store. It's been over 10 years, but I built it. It was just a pain in the patoot.
Yep.
You know, and that was before Square. That was before easy online payment systems. That was pretty much when PayPal was the only option. It wasn't the only option. It was the only secure option that I could sleep at night with, that met all the PTFI, you know, requirements. And a lot of store builders, they're not even cognizant of how long they have to keep a transaction record for.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this company, I think you'll be impressed with. And, you know, I'll send you some links to some of their North Carolina customers. But I think they have over 2,000 farms on their platform. If I could be wrong on that, but it's some large number like that. So they have figured it out, and they've been doing it for, I think, maybe a couple years, if I'm not mistaken. And it's very flexible, and plus, you know, like the farmer, they have someone to call. They have an account manager. They have a service support manager for them. They have an onboarding manager that for the first 2 months when they get started. They have different service levels where you can just add a store to your existing site if you would prefer that, or you can build a whole new thing, all included in that monthly fee. So it's a pretty sound option from what I can tell. Better than anything else I've run across.
Cool.
Yeah.
Way cool. Well, I will look forward to joining you. Hopefully, well, next Friday I'm on vacation. So honestly, I'm not sure if I'll be with you or not.
It'll be recorded. We'll record it, and you can listen it. You can check it out at that point.
Cool. I appreciate it. I'm next week, of course, is going to be a most interesting week, as I know you know. And
can't wait.
You guys have voted already, I take it.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to take any chances with these Mickey Mouse people. No way.
Right. Yeah. Lots of us have already voted. So,
yeah, everyone I know has.
It's very interesting right now.
Yeah. It's nice to see the final closet cleaning of my friends on the Republican side. They'll have lots of free time in the near future.
I don't know. We're seeing a lot of very tight polls right now in North Carolina. So,
well, I think that may be, but I think across the country, I think the movement is to try something new. I hope, you know, I could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing in, you know, a lot of states. The polling, you never can believe polling, but it seems to me it's going in the right direction. But you know, we'll see. It may not.
I'm taking the week. I'm gonna after election day. I'm just taking literally the next week off just to hang in the garden, paint, do just random things because I don't want to think about anything, you know, for a while.
Yeah.
It's
been hell. It's been hell.
Have a great class.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you next time.
All righty. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, Will, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yeah. Where do you have your camera? Is it on a wall above you?
Nah, this one's my computer camera.
Okay.
I see are you using a different camera today?
I'm actually using my iPhone as a camera just as an experiment.
The quality looks better.
I think it does too, and it connects wirelessly to the system. So it's
Yeah.
kind of, I'm going to play around with it a little bit.
My one critique would be try to figure out how you can get it to point down on you because it's currently coming up on you.
Yeah, it's unfortunately I don't have a mount for it. Is that a little better?
That's better than it was when I first called in.
Okay, I might go get a little tripod and put it on that.
Yeah, that's the only thing because whenever you shoot down on somebody, it makes them look skinnier and more appealing. When you look up, it's just one of those things.
Yep. Well, I need all the help I can get, so I hear you, brother.
One thing you could do is get a couple things and stack it on top of for the time being, so it points down.
Yeah,
that looks better.
Is that better?
Yeah, that looks good.
So, hey, Dennis, this is Savannah Harper.
Hey, Savannah.
She is the lifeblood of this company.
I
She's
figured
enjoyed
that
the
out.
class as well.
I've listened to most of them.
Oh, great. Thank you. I'm glad. Let's see. Is that better?
That is much better than when I first called in.
Okay, so I just gotta fool around a little bit. I've got a little stand here, and it is a much clearer picture. I will agree with you on that. I think it's a much better camera than the webcam.
Yeah. Well, you got to think too, iPhones have done a tremendous job, or I don't know what phone you're using, but cell phones have done a tremendous job with competing with camera companies compared to computers where they just put the most basic camera in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got this is an 11 Pro Max. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're running the same phone, so I'm glad to see the quality firsthand.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty good. Let's see here.
Yeah. Remember how we were talking about SOPs?
Yeah.
56 pages written last week.
Oh my God. Now you're going to make that digital, aren't you? So that they don't have to lug that around, right?
I'm going to do both.
Yeah. Good. Good. Well, while we're waiting for Michael to come on, I want to talk a little bit about what these guys are doing. I've learned more about it. And it's called Comment Sold is the name of the company. They have some amazing numbers to share, even for places in really small towns. They've got he'll share some of this detail, but they've got little tiny stores and little tiny towns with 1 million and 1.5 million followers, and doing 70 to 100,000 a month in sales, which I find to be remarkable for some of these things. And so he's going to talk about what they're doing with that and how that all works. But I've been very impressed so far with my conversation with them. And I think they have 1,500 customers at this point, small businesses around the country that are using this system. And I'm hoping we can figure out a way to maybe experiment a little bit in our area, even if it's not the same kind of store. Can we do a live event that would actually drive transactions? It'll be really interesting to see. So I'm going to give him another minute or two. Okay. Okay. So,
Hey, Darby,
all right, I'll be back. I'm going to give this guy a quick call and see where we are in case he got lost.
Hey, Darby, I sent you a message. Did you get it? It was on the Slack channel.
I did, yeah. I saw it last night, pretty late. I'm actually responding to it right now.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, we would love to have something like that done. I mean, that'd be so cool to actually have people be able to walk through digitally.
Oh, and man, anytime somebody calls you too and ask you questions, ask them if they're calling you from a smartphone. 99% of the time they are, and when they agree that it's a smartphone, they'll feel smart agreeing. And then you
Okay.
can just text them over the link, and man, we can add so much value into the tour that is like educational about what y'all can do and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, because it's funny because the when people come in, they really don't have a full grasp of what we have.
Mhm.
And as soon as they walk through the door into the shop, they're like, oh, wow, whoa. So, yeah, if we can convey that to people who haven't made it in, yeah, I mean, that's huge. So,
Well,
yeah, thank
I'm
you.
flexible and I can do it next week if you want. Just have it kind of show ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably need a few days to clean.
All right. Well,
It is a wood shop.
I'll send you in that message my cell phone number, and we can just pick up communication from there.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, Darby.
Okay. Hey, Michael, are you there?
Yes,
There he
sir.
is.
I am here.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so everybody, this is Michael Brooks. He's a big shot out of Fargo, North Dakota. North Dakota.
Yeah,
And,
they're done.
Yeah, and so my university, James Madison University, plays his alma mater almost every year for the national championship in the football championship series, which is the minor league of college football. So we thought it was kind of funny of all the two schools, JMU versus North Dakota State is a common outcome of the season. Of course, it won't be this year because JMU is not even playing. I don't know about North Dakota State.
NDSU
We're not
only,
playing it.
well, they only have a couple games, so it's pretty
Yeah.
sad. Yeah, I guess they
Yeah, well,
they needed
Michael
to have
is,
they had to have
Go ahead.
COVID to apparently they had to have COVID to stop them from getting a national championship because that's about the only thing that was going to keep them from it. So
oh yeah, right. JMU was waiting for him.
uh,
But anyway, so Michael is with Comment Sold, and he has spent a lot of time working with small businesses all around the country. So today he is going to do something. I'm not sure exactly what, but hopefully we'll have a chance to learn more about the platform and what questions you guys have we can bring up.
awesome. I'll probably ask to share screen here in just a minute, but
Oh yeah, let me make you co-host. I'll do that right now.
yeah, no worries.
I
I'll
forgot
do
about
in a
that.
moment.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
which
you're all set.
so of the class today who we have on, it looks like if I can get some info, it looks like I've got William Pressler.
Will, yeah.
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah. What type of information are you looking for exactly?
Just what company?
I own a real estate photography company that employs individuals, as well as we've photographed over 4,000 properties this year. We cover 30 counties in the state of North Carolina. And one of our main goals is providing maximum value to the end consumer while creating great livelihoods for photographers. And we're always balancing that scale.
That's great. Do you do aerial, drone, or just all ground shots?
We do Matterport virtual tours, interior, exterior, and we include aerial photography for free for every listing.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. And then it looks like I've got Darby. I'm just going on the order of my screen here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife and I own a makerspace. It's pretty much a full wood shop and metal shop. We have various other tools, and our goal is to actually provide tools, woodworking, metalworking tools to people who don't have the space or the budget to afford them. They get unlimited access through a monthly membership program.
Oh, that's, I have not heard of that model. That's pretty cool. Sounds like a joint co-workspace kind of a deal, except for making
Yeah.
wood products. And yeah, that's great. Then
Yeah,
I
3D
have,
printing
looks
as
like,
well.
yeah, that's awesome. Marcus Amon.
Yeah, so we have a company called Shift Auto where we make it easier for dealerships and auto repair facilities to transact with their customers. We have a contactless vehicle service option, as well as text messaging from the consumer to the dealer, and online payments, fleet loaner management. You know, so we have the tool that allows automotive service facilities to offer and facilitate pickup and return appointments.
That's great. And then it looks like I have White's Farm.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry guys, no video. But yes, sir. So I'm a local
okay.
farm here, just right outside of Pitt County. We specialize in strawberries, tomatoes. We also have flowers. We just opened up our ice cream shop this year, and some of our goals is to really obviously come into this new century and this new world with online sales, and really dive into an agritourism side of farming.
Oh, yeah, I might have some stuff on that. That's pretty neat. There's just a few
Perfect.
farms around me here in Fargo in North Dakota area. So
Yeah, I don't
then it
think
looks
it's
like
the
I have,
best weather.
no,
Yeah.
no, they're not growing anything today. So there's snow on the ground, but it's melting. And then I have fireflies.
Yeah, that's just a note-taking service that I use. It's not
Okay, gotcha.
it's an AI tool that makes a transcript of the meeting. Now, we also will have a number of folks participating from the video tonight and during the week. So there'll be a variety of people accessing it that have retail websites, e-commerce. Some have actual locations as well in the town of Greenville where ECU is located. So they'll be joining in too. Some may still join during this, but also tonight.
Great. I'll make myself available. You'll have my email and office phone as well. So if anyone would like to follow up or get any deeper further information than what we covered today, I'm certainly available to help out wherever I can. I've worked with our universities locally here in Fargo, North Dakota, and it is not the end of the earth. And yes, we do have indoor plumbing, and there are not buffaloes roaming around in our yard.
That's what they all say.
People here. Yeah, no, it's a thriving community, but yeah, it is cold, and we are looking for a lot of like North Dakota and most areas, rural areas, just trying to find ways to prosper and find more workers. Really,
what's your population in Fargo?
Fargo's about Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo, and so it's just kind of mushroomed. It's about 250,000 in both counties.
Okay.
So
our town where we're located is about 100,000, just so you know.
Yep. Yeah, we have we have 3 universities here: North Dakota State University, which we mentioned. Then we also have Moorhead State University, Minnesota, and we also have Concordia College. It's a hotbed here as well with trying to technology. Technology is a pretty big thing because when it's cold in the wintertime, if you have connectivity, you're in pretty good shape here. So that's what we do. I'll tell you a little bit about comments sold, and certainly open it up to any other questions, because like Dennis, with his background, and I think some others there at the university, we have a passion for small business. We have a passion for entrepreneurship and helping people. And I just love hearing a little bit about all the different businesses you guys are working on right now. It's exciting to see. And what we talk a lot about, so we're a remote company. We're based out of Huntsville, Alabama. And I'll share a few slides with you to kind of walk through. It is heavy in the retail and in particular the boutique space, which I laugh when I say that because, well, I'm a guy, I'm a dad. I like most guys, you would see me sitting outside the shopping area, holding the bags kind of thing. So, so when it comes to boutiques, it was kind of fun when we got involved in it, but I've worked in retail space, Fortune 500 companies my whole career. I was in the media business for about 30 years, a business owner myself, entrepreneur. And so it's all the same language. It's just the variables have changed. What really has changed everyone's landscape was, of course, the pandemic. And our company was on pace for pretty accelerated, fairly accelerated growth. But then when we hit that April, May lockdown period, we were really helping a lot of businesses who otherwise would have completely been shut down. They had, sitting on thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of products in their stores shut. Many of whom maybe had a website, but very few had really initiated sales and selling directly on social platforms. And so we were able to get them running very quickly because of the ease and the automation built into the system. It's a very unique platform. that I think was really supported by a study that came out. I should send you that too, Dennis, a copy of it maybe afterwards. The analyst study that came out on social selling. You know, traditionally we had our bricks and mortar, and then you know, back in the 90s, everyone started adding, of course, websites, and websites were, you know, initially used to drive business to the bricks and mortar, and then it started expanding beyond that. And then social media was really utilized more for the last 15 years or so to drive people to their website or to their bricks and mortar social media. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram, of course. And what we've seen is the study that just came out in July was just an evaluation of what is going on in the social space. And China's way ahead of the curve in the world. They're doing about $60 billion annually in sales on social platforms directly. The US is projected to get to about 25 billion by the end of 2023, which is a significant increase. And the most, you know, the big numbers are not really that much, you know, I don't get as impressed by those as I do some of the finer detail. And one thing that was pointed out is that over 70% of the people on social platforms, Facebook and Instagram in particular, will not even click on a link to go out of the platform to go to a website. So the expectation is quickly becoming for shoppers. If I'm on Facebook and I am on Instagram, if I'm on a social platform, I should have the ability to buy right here, right now, or I am not going to buy from you. And that's a big change. That's a huge shift in how things are done. So it put us in a really unique spot. We are the leader in the country, in the U.S. for social selling, omni-channel platform selling. I'll go through. I'm going to share my screen here in 1 second. And first of all, let me ask, I like to stop every once in a while. Just, is there any questions jumping out at anyone out of the shoots? I know it's probably not the best application, maybe, you know, what we're going to be talking about for Darby and the wood shop, but I think there are some lessons there to learn that you can pull in looking at how do I market on social media and make sure that I'm engaging, because that's one of the big tenets that we all look at is, you know, how do I engage people? How do I get them active and involved? And the other part of this is content creation. You know, the way to drive the metrics on social platforms and on your website, you know, search, everything is based on content and you know, updating that, providing relevant information for people. And by working with comments, well, you're forced more or less to do that on a consistent basis because you're always posting videos, still photos, boomerang videos, all sorts of things that are creating content that you keep up on your website. And the unique thing is as long as there's something in there to sell, you can rewatch the post live video if you like. And let's see, am I sharing screen here? Can you see it?
Yes, it's working fine.
Okay, so you see comments sold up there, all right? Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't have control, it didn't
Hey,
do the
Michael, I know
normal.
you'll probably get to this, Michael, but you and I have talked about this. So you have the aspect of selling live, but you also have options that are not live that also work, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I just onboarded a client this morning that's terrified to go live. A lot of people do not want to do a live event, at least not initially. There's a lot of apprehensions. And what they're able to do is yeah, you can post products, you can post still shots, you know, you can pre-produce videos and drop them in. You can attach items to certain posts in the past on your Facebook that, you know, maybe it's a topical how-to video that you had or a discussion that was happening. You can post relative or relevant products to that. So yeah, it's certainly not. We're very much known for live selling right now because we do have an amazing live product. We have a broadcast app. You guys that have been into gaming, maybe you've played a little bit of Fortnite. You've seen those. I have a son that is pretty amazing at it, and you basically can work with the broadcast app and watch them play in real time action. And that's basically what our live platform does. It allows people to do a live. Part of the problem of going live on Facebook as it is today on its own is, first of all, you're at 720 DPI, but more importantly, they filter comments coming in. And so if you're selling and you're trying to interact and engage with your customers, it's a slippery slope that you can get on, because I tell people, for every live you do manually through Facebook on its own as a standalone, you have about 5 hours of follow-up. That's just an average. And that's just, anecdotally from talking to hundreds and hundreds of clients. One of the first things they end up doing is putting out fires from the people who commented, who are probably some of their best customers, and they just ignored them because they didn't see it. So our platform allows people to see every comment that comes in. And so we are, live sales are driving the bus, if you will. I have a client, I brought this up with Dennis yesterday, called, the name of their company is Sexy Modest. And they ran a live sale in July and averaged $868 a minute for about 78 minutes on a live sale. That's significant. If, so we push the live sales, we like the live sales, and we're known for it. You don't have to do a live event, but it certainly is very helpful, and it causes a lot of things to happen that normally don't. It's like a shopping experience for them, but it's also, there's some competitiveness to it, and I'll get into a little bit more of that. The platform was actually formed out of a need. Our CEO was dating a gal who had started a discount diva boutique on Facebook. She just was going to sell products, Amanda, and Jason Cruz saw how much she was struggling with all of the back end elements of running a business through a social platform. And so, when you're trying to sell and you're trying to invoice and you're trying to track payments and all those elements that were just bogging her down, he had just sold his second, I believe, IT firm. So he had a little time to work with it. And he built the platform that basically became the base, the backbone of our automation. And that was automatically making a word, which he ended up trademarking and protecting, by using the word sold or dibs, whatever word you want. You can choose any word you want, by the way, but typically it's sold. And that's the trigger for the sale. So what happens at that point is that they're registered through our platform. An automatic email will go out. If it doesn't recognize them as a current customer, it'll welcome them as a new customer. You can have built-in integrations that say, thank you, Dennis, for your order as a first-time customer. You can have 25% off your next purchase. And all the elements that he built into it were really just the tenets of running a great business. He was really focused on automating everything that he possibly could to save her time, to make her much more efficient in what she was doing, and give her more time to do the things that she excels at, and less time doing the things that were driving her crazy. Like most of us, we do some things very well, and other things are a struggle. And in that automation, it automatically took care of the payment, took care of the confirmation with the barcoding. It automatically, you scan it on the way out the door, and it'll send that your item has shipped confirmation. But the core tenets of any business are, how do I grow my customer base? First, that's one thing everyone is interested in, especially startups, new people out there trying to find ways. One way you can is by creating great content on social platforms and engaging with people in various levels where they're spending a lot of time. The next thing is getting them to shop more often with me, and getting all of the customers to hopefully up their average order with me. And when you buy something in the comments sold, you can enable a follow-up email. You can select things from a rack or things from a bin that you want to move. You can offer a follow-up email. So if I purchase something on the platform, about 5 minutes later, I'll get an email saying, hey, if you'd like to add this sweater in a medium, we have artificial intelligence working with it as well. So I'll try to select something similar in size, and it'll offer at the discount you pre-establish. And I bought a jean jacket for my daughter. 5 minutes later, after I got my confirmation and thanks for being a new customer, I had a follow-up email saying, this is a sweater you can add in a medium for $14.99 versus $30. We'll add it to your order for no additional shipping. So they got another $15 out of me that way, and I was happy. I covered both my daughters. We work with all levels of business. What I do like too, especially for the folks on this call or people that'll be watching it after the fact, a lot of you are startups, you're new. We do have a starter plan that we most of our, about probably 85% of our boutiques are on what we call the boutique plan. It's actually should be, we're going to change the name to business plan because we're venturing out into several other silos or verticals that have nothing to do with boutiques. So the starter plan is a good option for startup small businesses. It's $49 per month and 5% of your sales through the platform. And I'll talk a little bit about customer acquisition and how cost effective. I've been in media most of my life, radio, TV, newspaper, magazines, billboards, and you know, the cost of branding and being out there and reaching the masses is extremely high versus having an opportunity to have a base fee on a subscription and then a percentage of whatever sales we can generate for you. So the proof really is in our performance. We don't do long-term agreements. That's another thing I like about the company, is that when Brandon put it together, he was not concerned about roping people into long-term commitments. He was also not concerned about aggregating the information. So we don't utilize necessarily your information, your data, your customer base. It's your organic customers that you work with. We're not an aggregated store or a shop, if you will, or a marketplace. So we don't market to the millions of followers. I can tell you how many people are watching on a daily basis, which is absolutely crazy numbers. So it's just a very pure company in that it helps people grow with their customer base. We provide I can show you the dashboard after the fact, but we provide a web store. A lot of the people that we work with, if they're bricks and mortar, they might be using Shopify. I'm sure a lot of the folks on this call are using Shopify or have used Shopify or are thinking about it. We integrate completely with Shopify from the inventory standpoint. So if you have a Shopify website, you would probably not utilize our web store. You would continue to use your website through Shopify. We would just communicate between in real time, communicate the count, the number of items that you have. And for our photographer in here, as well as some of the others that are offering services, I think there could be some discussions on the ag side of things as well. We do have some people looking at offering subscriptions for things and electronic, more digital assets versus dresses, scarves, and shoes. So it's interesting the direction that we're going in. But one thing I'll say, if you're 100% online store, most of them are moving 100% onto our platform. The only reason that several of them are keeping the Shopify is Shopify has a POS system that they can use in store. And so if you have a POS system that can work with our platform, which is Shopify, in your store, it makes inventory management much easier. So when we talk about omni-channel presentation, you've got the store, the website. You also are able to post your products and services and sell them directly on Instagram. Basically, the text word sold, size, color, whatever your parameters are, that transaction terminates right there on Instagram. Facebook, similar. You can post statics, you can do fit videos, you can do any combination, and of course the live sales. And then we also provide anyone that's on the business plan or boutique plan for $149 a month and 3% of sales. We will begin the process of building a custom app for them, and that's pretty exciting for a lot of businesses. It is a very sophisticated app. You could download it on the App Store. We have hundreds and hundreds of them in the marketplace right now. Of course, you can check out My Client Sexy Modest. You can check out Philly Flair, that's spelled with F's, Philly Flair, Discount Diva, Alexa Ray. I could go down the list, and we can provide anyone that wants to see some more of that. Really, the live sales is delivering, that consumer experience, that engaging urgency. Typically what I tell my clients, it's great if you have a lot of products. If you're a bricks and mortar store, shelf space is at a premium. And so a lot of times what I'll do is work with them to make sure that they're turning over inventory. They are looking at, areas where they have limited quantities remaining in a line, and pull that off the shelf, move it on to a live sale, move it on to Facebook or Instagram, and sell it at a better rate than they would if they were to sit there and have to sell it at half price or something down the road. So I won't get too deep into the selling side of it. There is a lot of gamification that we provide. People can jump the line if something is sold out and put in their credit card and authorize it. We can do things with, for consistent buyers to get free shipping. There's a million controls in there that we do that
Hey,
can
Michael,
help
can I
to
ask you,
enhance
is
it.
is
Yep.
it possible to run a sale live both on Facebook and Instagram at the same time, or are they totally separate?
It's a great question. No, we do not do the IGTV. I don't know if that's going to be coming or not. I know that we've also been working with YouTube to some degree at the higher levels. So at this point, the live video is only on Facebook and the app. So right now with Instagram, it's stills. You can do short GIF videos. So we can post the boomerangs, the 5-second, almost like a live shot. And that's the extent of it right now. And so it is very viral. I mean, Instagram, if you buy something on there, of course, your followers are going to see what you got going. And we do see that there's a very strong viral component to Instagram. The Facebook has just been so powerful because if you ever go to a live event on Facebook, one of the things that'll pop up is invite some of your friends to the sale. So immediately I'm prompted every time I go to invite, my niece's sister, my wife, kids, whatever. And if it's a boutique or a sale event that I think they might be interested in, I click and send them in a message to Messenger to check it out. And so that's why we see very robust growth, both because of the shares and because we offer referral programs. I just launched a company that's selling. They started as I was telling you a little bit about her. Out of Wisconsin. She sells plants, bulbs, garden items, and gifts, all kinds of random things. And she did a referral program that basically for everyone you invite, for every dollar they spend, I'm going to give you 20% in-store credit on their first purchase. And so things like that really help to bring in additional shoppers and new shoppers. When you do a live sale or you see someone doing a live sale with us, you'll know if they're using the broadcast app. You'll see the live, you'll see the comment sold area. So it'll tell you what number, what to put in your comment field. It'll tell you the price, you're in HD quality, and they're using their cell phone as the camera, sitting on a tripod, typically with a round light. And then they'll have in their hand either an iPad or they will have a laptop computer set up to a big screen, depending on how they want to set it up. And they'll see all the comments coming in. So they'll know if this is a VIP, this is a customer I definitely want to say hi to. Shout out to Sarah because she buys from me all the time. I also want to welcome Tammy because she's a new customer and she's carded something. There are a lot of dynamics when you're selling online from the standpoint of people filling their shopping cart and then not checking out. We can set different time parameters, and if someone wants to purchase this item she is showing and it's showing that there are 0 left, they can actually go on the dynamic wait list and say, hey, I want that, and if you can get it, if it falls out of someone's cart, I'll take it. Here's my credit card. So we can ping everyone that has it sitting in their cart who has not yet checked out, again, automated. And that's what happened to me first time. Of course, I wasn't paying attention to the sale anymore. And I got a notice that I had 2 minutes left to purchase the jean jacket. Someone else was going to grab it. So of course, I bought it. That's the competitive part of it. When you do a live with us, and back to your question a little bit, Dennis, is that you can attach to the account to a Facebook page, so your business page, and you can create multiple groups. We have some people that do a VIP group. They'll do certain sales groups. I have someone that does fittings and clothes, custom wearables all over the country. And she just creates different cells, different groups for each one of her marketplace that she would normally go to. And so she can do a customized live just to those folks. And then of course, the app that we build out is the best resource to watch a live. That's where I typically watch them. I get a push notification. I'll have one here at about 1 o'clock. Today's Thursday. I know someone will be going live because I'll get a push notification that, hey, we're live, join us. And that's another unique thing that sets us apart is that We understand that Facebook, of course, is its own entity, has its own rules and metrics, and of course, it can put people in Facebook jail for using a word or a term that they don't agree with. They can shut you down, as can anyone else out there. The nice thing about having the mobile app is that once you capture that information, so you now have their messenger, you have their Facebook, you have their phone number, you have their address, all the key variables in their phone number, you now can reach them regardless of what's going on with Facebook. The app, the broadcast app, goes direct to that mobile app. Make sense?
Mike, Michael, is it the case that some of the folks who get into this and are seeing good success, do they do this multiple hours a day, or is it still just a kind of a rare episodic type of thing, or is it something routine?
It is all over the board, to be honest with you. And I'll show you something that's kind of neat. We can actually look at our live board and see some folks going live at the time. I'll show you in a minute here, but there is, it depends on the industry. So it depends on the vertical. Like I said, boutiques are where we started. And of course, that's where we, lead the charge with thousands of boutiques. But we also have a vertical in crafts, arts and crafts, and particularly in quilts and sewing, which is just crazy, but it is huge. Those gals, my first quilting company that I landed was a Millie Pease. She has an app now. It's called Millie Pease. She's out of Anoka, Minnesota. There's 3 gals that work there. They were doing 4-hour live sales on Friday nights, a 4-hour live, and then they would spend 28 hours between the 3 of them to sort through the mess they had just worked through and try to figure out who bought what, how to track them, how to get them to pay. And so this was just the perfect option. It was so fun talking to them because I was like, oh, we're going to give you 28 hours back. You guys are going to be amazing. And they have just blown up their business. So, quilting companies, arts and crafts will tend to run longer sales. They just, that is their thing. They typically will run 2-hour lives, 3-hour lives. You can do 4 hours before Facebook will kick you off, and you typically have to start over if you're through the broadcast app. You can, of course, keep going. But it depends on the type of store, and it really depends again on your audience. It's who are you trying to reach. Thursday nights are our biggest night for sales. And then followed by Sunday and Mondays are also, those 2 days are also pretty big. We have, clients like My Sexy Modest will go live at lunch hour a couple times a week. They'll have some random live sales. I haven't really dialed in on a schedule that they're syncing to consistently. One of our sales team members here, his wife has a boutique and she does a live every day at noon, except for Wednesdays, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's all over the board, really, the format for live sales. And some people like to do the quick 30-minute or 15-minute lives, and will post more consistently. So good question, but it's all over the board. All the invoicing payments is automated, the inventory, the shipping, fulfillment. Basically, when you sell something through our platform, the next morning you can go to the dashboard, which I can show you, and you'll pick your pick slip. What do I need to pick? And my shipping label, and I can scan it on the way out, and the automated system will let them know it's shipped. A lot of reporting, a lot of best practices. That's one thing that with the number of businesses we're working with today, thousands of them, we're really getting some great data that we can use to help people be even better at what they're doing. And so the reporting on the back end of this is really significant as well. The payment systems that we work with are Stripe, PayPal, Square, and Sezzle. Typically, we're steering people to Stripe, PayPal, and Sezzle. A lot of them will have a Square account if they are doing pop-ups or shows, or people will go to concerts and set up a booth and sell. Square works really well for that. We like to use the Stripe payment method because that's what drives the dynamic wait list. They're very, very good to work with. And Sezzle, if you haven't heard of it, is allowing people to make 4 monthly payments, so it ups the average order size. But they'll take a higher percentage of sales, 5.5 typically of sales, but you'll get the money up front, and they take the risk. So
Do you work with Afterpay?
We'll be getting into some. Nope, but no, we don't. But Sezzle's pretty much the same. Yep, same model.
Okay.
During the pandemic as well, we had a lot of people that were doing curbside pickup, so they could set that up. So, a lot of our clients in that April, May window, March, April, May, into June, even for some still, tied up. They just did local curbside pickup for their local clients. They didn't have to add shipping, or they didn't have to mess with that side of it. So we're very flexible in how you set up your dashboard and your account, and how you want to work with your customers and customize, from coupons and discounting to referral programs. The marketing is very robust. Of course, you can set things to trigger to go when you want. So if you want to set up your week, or the next couple of weeks, you can set up timed notifications to go out when do I want this video to hit, this pre-produced video. I can promote my shopping day coming up, my shopping time. We can work with just my VIPs. I want to do some things with their first-time shoppers. I'm going to have restock notifications, and I can really dig in to see which hours are driving my business. What's interesting is we've had a lot of bricks and mortar stores that have came into this to try to stay alive, and really came out of it much stronger than they went in. With it's typically the model, if you look at any recession, and Dennis can speak to this too, from depressions, recessions, droughts, and wars and everything else, the people who stick their head in the sand and kind of throw up the white flag and cut back everything and just try to ride it out, typically don't fare as well when they come out. Someone has eaten their lunch, someone has taken market share from them. And so what we found was that people who got very aggressive with their social selling and went after it came out of it with more share, came out of it, the lockdowns and those tough couple of months there with more momentum. Some of them have even chosen to continue with limited hours in their stores. They now are kind of controlling their schedule a little bit more. They're spending less time in the store, and they're able to offset and take care of their local community. Many of these stores are, and that's one thing I think that interested Dennis in this, is that we have so many small boutiques and stores, gift shops, general stores. I'm working with a Lakeside general store that's out of Dunvilla, Minnesota. These folks, they have seasonality, they have people moving in and out. Many of them are in communities that are shrinking. The population is not increasing. And so you've got to find ways to survive and to thrive. And this allows you to really work with your local customers, as well as, and keeping your shop open, which is important, and being able to go outside the geography.
Michael,
normal
from
footprint that you
this is
market in.
kind of a 50,000 foot view, and may not necessarily apply to anyone on the call right now, but my work with economic development on the boards that I'm on, you just addressed a bunch of issues that face these declining little towns, and they're all around us here in Greenville. And I think the ability to help those folks, those what we call Main Street businesses, help them figure out how to do this. I think this will be a really important part of our accelerator going forward. We have a way to directly help those companies, which frankly, I didn't really have a good solution other than build them an e-commerce website, which doesn't really solve the problem. It points toward the solution, but you guys have gone a lot further, and you got the actual case studies from other out of the way places. I think this is really cool.
I kind of like to.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you don't mind, I'd like to piggyback on Dennis. I mean, this is probably one of the most impressive business models I've seen. You're allowing people in a time that they have to adapt. You're obviously making money because if you're taking 5 to 3% per sale, that's great. The ability for customers to create that sense of urgency that, hey, when you log in, I've actually purchased something from a local retailer in Greenville, North Carolina through your system, but never have seen the back end. And when I was watching it with my wife, and I was like, this is incredible. I mean, you are creating a sense of competition, and the amount of time that those products are online, it is like QVC where you have to make a purchase decision quickly, and people spend the most money impulsively and when emotions are tied in.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I'll just jump in and I'll shut up, I promise. But The other thing is what I used to not like about QVC and Home Shopping Network is you don't have much control over the brand experience. If you're a particular company, I don't know, I'll just make it up. Let's say you're looking for wealthy suburban women. I'll just make that up. With this platform, you can stay true to your brand and your methodology and who you are without being influenced by some organization that is beyond you, whether in the case of Home Shopping Network or QVC. So this is control of the brand and the experience, which is pretty cool. And you also are using simple tools like iPhones and things that almost everybody has access to. This doesn't require a lot of heavy lifting from a technical perspective to actually put on the show either.
Correct. And great points. That's what I guess the feel good takeaway for me was going through that time and talking with a lot of moms and dads sitting at their kitchen table wondering what are we going to do to stay alive and keep food on the table. We don't want to shut down our business, and certainly for the smaller communities and rural areas as well. That general store, that boutique, that shopping area, whatever it might be, you want to see it stay open. And this is one way to help them to stay open. So when you see folks in your local community, make sure and let them know we have some solutions, and we work very hard with them to help get them off the ground, to help get them started. I'm not an IT guy. I've never been an IT person. I have been like Dennis. I've been an entrepreneur, business person, marketing, and working through various channels of media. And so the customer acquisition has always been one of the big things, and engagement and getting, how do we get, grow our market share, when, not only grow the market share, but increase the size of the pie and getting those folks to spend more with us. And that interaction is really key. I mean, I've seen live sales that look like, they're just chaos. Some of them, they're hilarious, but they're so true to their brand and they're true to themselves, and they build that brand equity. Sexy Moss is one that's telling, I think, I told you, Jason Shammy, he was vacuuming for this live sale was getting ready to start. He's doing that because he's a clown. He likes to goof around. That's what his audience loves. So what you're getting is a lot of people in this space becoming huge influencers in their own marketplace, and really growing that brand beyond just the products. It's amazing. It's fun to watch, actually. And not only that, but if you're watching something, it's a one-way ticket like QVC. You're watching, you're consuming the video. Here, I can go to Shelly when she's doing or Michelle when she's doing her live event, and I can say, I can right now in real time message her during the live sale and say, hey, show me that that planter behind you. I'd like to see that. Is that something that you'd sell today? And so you can have that interaction. She'll go over and scan it and go, okay, here it is, $45. Do you want it or not? I have 4 of them. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll go through just a couple. Actually, in our integrations, Avalara, by the way, that's the only thing we really haven't talked about. This is internal, and of course, Shopify. Avalara is something that allows us to automatically calculate sales tax. And I don't know if you realize this, there's over 16,000 tax jurisdictions in the United States, which is crazy. We also work with wholesalers now. Other verticals that we're getting into are, of course, the arts and crafts. We're getting more and more. We're launching some mail-based products. Some sports teams have jumped on board. As far as amateur sports, we're getting into the pet supplies industry as well. And we'll probably see some more of the services. I'll stop my share for once. Actually, I don't need to stop. I'll actually bring up something here. We can maybe visit a quick live if you haven't seen one.
I've not seen one.
Any questions?
Who do you have in Greenville, North Carolina? Is that something you're familiar with, your customers in Greenville, North Carolina?
I can probably find out. I can't basically have to Slack it up to see who's in there. We do something. Yeah, no, I'll check.
I know Halo Homes does, Mr. Dennis, because I've bought plenty of stuff off their comment sold live stuff.
What's their name?
Halo Homes, HALO Homes.
Okay. And he
Halo
uses this
Homes.
system. Does he use this system, Holly?
I mean, I bought stuff and I said comment sold. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I create virtual tours for Halo Homes, Mike. One thing, I'm a very high volume producer of Matterport virtual tours. Is that kind of on y'all's roadmap to embed live sales shows inside virtual tours? Is that something you've talked to them about?
No, but I'm very interested in that space because my son is a senior at North Dakota State. He's in finance and he actually has a drone. He's a certified drone pilot, and he does some drone footage for commercial as well. So I've kind of been looking at that, going, okay, there's got to be some things we can do there. So yeah, we should look into it, Will, and see what opportunities there might be.
I just sent you the virtual tour that I did for Halo Home Store on a private chat on this. Just open it up in a different tab and check it out. My company is in the top 5% of virtual tours produced per day in North and South America. Our commercial sector is kind of one of our slower growing sectors, but if they could have a virtual tour where people could log in and before the live show, browse the store, and then inside the virtual tour have a live sales experience, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to connect on that. That sounds, and I don't know if you're doing, there's a lot of the virtual shows because, like the wholesalers and merchants and, all the different, tech shows, they're really struggling right now because people travel. It's tough to get, 10,000 people packed into the same spot. And so that's another area where there's some real growth to set up, basically set up a virtual booth. You can visit the booth, you can get your information. I don't know if you've seen any of that, Will, but
we've done a little bit of it, mainly in High Point, North Carolina, at the massive furniture stores.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm sharing here is our internal communication. This is our Slack, and I don't think many people share this, but so I'm loading right now. This is showing as of noon who's live. So as people are popping in and doing live sales on this Thursday afternoon, this is showing us who's live. And so we could just pick one if we wanted to and peer in on them here, kind of. I don't have, go ahead.
Why don't you pick, I like the Mason Jar Boutique.
Mason Jar Boutique. Let's see that. And then Glamour Farm, that's a pretty good size one too. CC Bella, I believe, is one of my new ones that's launched. Let's check this out, the Mason Jar. So I'm just going to go to, if I can, I'm going to go to their Facebook page. I'll show you kind of how the platform works. So I've never been here before. Don't know these folks. They are, obviously they've got an app that is available from us. If you haven't seen, that's how they're directing people to download the app. If she is going live, I can, this must be, yeah, you got 44 people in here. Comments sold 106. There's 118 people in this event right now. I can follow them. I can, if I am not registered with her, I can pre-register by clicking on the links that she puts on her Facebook. I can cart something, or I can type in the word register. And what will happen is, so you see how this automated system, I mean, initially I'm like, here, okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I can close it, or I can follow it. I just got a message from Messenger from her to confirm my account. So I click here, takes me out of the sale for a moment. Now this is what I would do either when I purchase something, or when I pre-register, or right now I type in the word register. So we've got 3 ways. I can log in with Facebook, I can confirm my email, my name, my phone number, confirm, and my account started. I can add my shipping account later, and I can also add instant messenger if I want to. That's how fast it is. And now I'm in the system if I wanted to.
That's amazing.
It is. It's and you can see the comments coming through. She's got 24 comments right now. Sold 105 small, sold 105 small.
Explain to me what sold 105 small is, just so I understand that.
So whatever item, I could back up, I could probably back up the truck here, but if whatever her item, so right now she just moved on to, now this is item 107.
Yeah,
And so I can go back. So someone wanted a small in item number 105.
I see. Okay, so it's an item description
Yep.
and then they've added the size and that's their thing that's going to result in an invoice to that
Yep.
person.
Yep.
Okay.
It immediately goes in their cart, and then at the end of the sale, they can check out. They can change their cart if they want. Yeah, this is what's going on all over the place. 116 people in their store right now over lunch hour.
Incredible.
What's the
Yeah.
most gross revenue somebody during a sell show has produced before?
You know, total gross from a sale, I don't know. I just one thing we look at is the per. You know, we track the per minute, and it was fun to see my sexy modest guys. That was $868. So they were on. They did a live for just under 80 minutes. I think it was 78 minutes, and so 78 minutes, and then times 868. So in 78 minutes, they made $67,704.
That's
Sales.
insane.
And
And
3%
where's this boat? Where's this boutique located? They're in a small town somewhere, right?
They're in Utah. Yep, they're out in Utah. And I can show you. I'll just go there really quick because again, they do because it'll give me an opportunity to show you the post sale what they do.
Man, your ability to scale this is just absolutely massive. I'm sure you already know that.
Yeah. What's interesting is that he gets it. Like he got another client for me, and he said, you know, I hope my next payment to Comment Sold is $1 million because their goals are right aligned with mine. I'm going to make 97 on every million, you know. So us getting 3% is exactly, you know, a perfect alignment of the goals. So what they do is at the top of everything they do, they're pushing that app. They have 156,000 followers now. So again, it's just growing like crazy. They put all their brand up here. There they are. They're just, you know, they just have their whole story. Their whole life is really on Facebook from their kids. There's Bridget right there. She's a designer. They've got some lines in Costco as well. I can go back and shop a live sale from back here. When the day they got back, I should go to the one where they just had gotten their braces. It was hilarious. They just clown around. They're just having fun. They have different people that'll come in the sale. I can fast forward through the sale. I can look at different items. What's unique about the app is if they post a still picture of an item in the app, if I see an item that I like, this is if I were in the app, I can actually click on this in the app. So it's even better than what you got here. And if she wore this dress or someone wore this dress in a live, it will show me we call it the fit. It's basically a fit video. It shows how the item looks when someone's moving and wearing and how the garment lies and you know, just an overall fit view, which is amazing. So you can see all these still pictures and I can click on it, watch a video of whoever was wearing that item just to see what it looks like. So I can go back in here and I can go back in here and look at, you know, a certain live video and I can just take a peek at it, see how many comments they got. They had 81 people in here, 78. Another one that's just south of me here that again is a tremendous success story is Philly Flair, South Dakota. I believe that's Sioux Falls area. I saw them at market. They've got an app with us as well. They have mushroomed to over 1 million followers, I believe. Yeah.
Wow. Where are they located?
People. South Dakota.
Oh, geez.
Are you a
That's
billionaire yet?
insane.
Small town. Yeah. They love Comment Sold. They absolutely love working with us. You know, it's driven their business. If we look at this sale, I don't know how long the sale that went. This is one of those I told you about, the short post. We call them sneak peeks. This is what's dangerous about this job is that I just bought my wife an outfit for Christmas already. So it's like, she's like, you never shop early. I'm like, I do now. As I'm on these sales, it's like I had a whole pile of bulbs come from you know, from the Red Shed out of Wisconsin. That's another one. She's a hoot. She does mixed drink tonight with all of her crazy fun bunch that she does. Everyone has their fun customers that they work with. I wonder what they had in here. I can't really see what that.
So just so I understand, Michael,
anyways,
here
you get an idea.
what's happening is, so this is a past event and it's got a nomenclature like shop 107 or whatever. If you comment to that, does that sell you that item if it's still in stock?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
It
crazy.
can sell and yep. And so they'll do a lot of what you're seeing a lot of now, and this is kind of a formula that I like to follow, is they'll just do a lot of these quick posts. What this is doing is creating, look at all the content they're creating, you know? I mean, you just have, I mean, it's endless, really. I mean, all the stuff that they have in here. And it's engaging. This is how you grow this, because you look at it, how many people, you know, here's 2 shares. We've had posts. We had one gal that had over, I think, 20,000 shares because she was trying to demo some hair soap and people couldn't figure out how to use it. So she actually just took her camera, went into the bathroom with all her clothes on, got in the shower and showed them how to do it in her hair. It just, there is no wrong or right. There's no rhyme or reason to this when it comes to that. Honestly, it's really, to each their own and how they want to do it. That's what makes it a lot of fun. You look at the multi-channel, and really we've got a lot of stats on how important it is to have a omni-channel presentation. If you're only on one level or one level of reaching customers, you got a 30% higher customer lifetime value when you're engaging them and you have them in that space. So we got some information I'll send you to, Dennis, that we didn't probably get to yet, but I know we're up against the clock here. I would welcome some feedback. William, if you want to send me an email, or anyone else, it's michael.brooks@commentsold.com, and I'll
post it on the Slack channel. Yeah, I'll post it.
Yep.
Yeah,
hey, Mike,
I think
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
So besides having the memberships for our space, we're actually creating goods that we sell online. A lot of them are customized. Is that something, can you do custom orders through this?
Yes. We have a lot of that are print, that'll run printed shirts, limited quantities of shirts that they'll print on demand. So what we'll do is you would basically, if you were doing a live sale and just wanted to show it, you would put your quantity at 0 and have a waiting list. And so if you could make more of them or get more of them, you could stretch that out. Or if it's an item of one quantity, you can sure put that on there. But if you want to take orders for additional, you could do it with a wait list. So yes, we have, I like the one-off situation. I was sharing with Dennis yesterday, we have some unique customers once in a while, and one of them has very high-end business that they do for costumes for plays and movie sets and things like that. And they're really struggling, of course. And so they're going to combination do what their mainstay is, but they're also going to be adding some other lines. So you might be in that space and making these custom things, but you also might find some wholesalers that are selling some items that you think would be great for your customer base that you already have. So you could do a combination. You can sell some items that you wholesale, you buy, and you turn around and sell and offer because you've got the vehicle there, you've got the Facebook, you've got the interested group, and then you can, so it's a way for you to not have, when you have a business that's doing all custom things like that, it's hard to scale quickly because, you can only grow so many tool sets, factories, and space to create the product.
So like one of the items, we're doing custom ornaments for Christmas. Yeah, they can be pets' names, things like that. Is that, feasible?
Yes. I like it.
Get somebody to say sold 101, you can call them back and get them to give you the instructions on what they want to buy. So that's kind of
they'll put it right in the they'll put it in the comment typically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Michael, like Amazon and Walmart have the commodity markets like really cornered, and common household goods. But like what you're doing is excellent for one-off value-added luxury items, and it really allows the brand and the store owners, and Dennis, like you said, control their narrative and really be able to push their story onto their products and sell based on scarcity. Man, are you a billionaire yet?
Yeah, we're going to be scraping Will off the ceiling, Michael. I'll have you know, this boy needs I need to go to his house with a fire hose and calm him down.
I know.
I like
it.
You got true religion.
I
I want
do
to
have
share with the group. You guys don't know this guy, but he's a friend of mine, and he's got a company called Breaking Tea, if you've ever heard of him. And Jamie Mottram was the guy who started both Yahoo Sports and AOL Sports, and he's now running this company, Breaking Tea. And what they do is they have a group of artists in-house. They're out of Wilmington, believe it or not. And so if something happens, like the World Series the other night when the Dodgers won, and there were a few little things that were unique to that game, they actually produce T-shirts with that unique, whether it's, finally the Dodgers or since 1988, whatever it is, and they create products on the spot and they sell them on the spot. But what their business is, they guess how many they could sell that way. The rest they do print on demand. So they might do 20 of, it's 1988 all over again. And then the other couple hundred, they'll do print on demand so that they're not stuck with a bunch of inventory. They're wildly successful. They work with Major League Baseball and National Hockey League, a whole bunch of people, but it's that customized kind of thing, a commodity, a printed T-shirt, but commodity combined with a small group of custom on the spot. And then the ones that sell, they do print on demand at a lower margin, obviously, but they can crank them out.
I did have a question. Do you know any farms that use Comment Sold? I know you mentioned one that did bulbs. Any actual farms?
I don't, but I off the top of my head, but I'm going to look for you. I made a note to take a peek. I'll tell you, there's a group that sells that does eggs that has such a unique model out of I can't, the name of it escapes me, but I'll get the carton, the story, the little drop-in that they do. They have cameras so you can see which farm the eggs came from, and they actually call it their girls video, and it's the actual chicks and chickens in the field. 360, you can watch the chickens that are laying your eggs. It's great. And they're charging about $1.50 more than the average egg, and they are the best in the world. And it's just, I'm all in with that brand. I love what they're doing. So I'll get you that as well. If you can.
Name your strawberries, Holly. You can have like strawberries with adopt a strawberry.
Oh my God.
Here's Billy. Here's Jimmy. Here's Sarah the strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
for sure.
Yeah.
10 cents out of every pint will go to the charity in your strawberry's name.
There you go.
Yeah, I like the idea of working with your team here, Dennis. This has really been good for us too. I think, we can hopefully continue the dialogue. I know, Will, I'd like to get back with you if we got some time. I can send you a link. We can have a follow-up meeting. I'll do that with anyone. At the bottom of the email that you have from me, Dennis, there's a line at the bottom that says book a meeting with me. So you can look at my calendar or schedule something. We can jump on a Zoom and find some time to get together.
Michael, I'm sorry that some of the other folks have missed this. They're going to go batshit when they see it. It's I mean, it's just to let you all know. Go ahead, Will. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Will.
Dennis, this is the best thing ever for people that need to sell and be able to scale very quickly and control your narrative. I mean, you can't ask for a better tool. You really can't. Yeah. So kudos.
See somebody like you get it. It's fun to see someone actually see it, because that was my response when I was thinking about joining the company, because I've worked with businesses from the small, mom and pop shops and Fortune 500 companies. I was just blown away, going, nothing can scale with the amount of investment initial upfront that I'm looking at. And we do, by the way, our first 30 days, there's no fee for the subscription. So your first 30 days is free.
Get them hooked early, right?
Christmas time. Just so you guys know, the way I ran into these guys, they were on the front page of the Wall Street Journal about a week ago with a story about this. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of traffic from that article. But I was just blown away. I got it. I'm like, I'm Will Jr. I got it right off the bat. And, I really feel like it can help some of these poor, poor small towns with these stores that are dying. And some of you all that are in this program, I'm thinking of Copper Ashes with Ashley Nolan.
I sent her
she could go nuts with this.
Listen to this. I sent her a Facebook message saying, this is what you need. You're missing out on the best class that we've had so far.
Well, that's why we record it. It's okay.
But
so Michael, I think you've lit a fire here, and I'll be spending the rest of the week putting it out, or trying to put bars around it or something. But this is exactly what I hope for, that it would pique everyone's interest and see how they can develop a giant platform right off their little piece of the planet. And I thank you very much for that. And anything that you can send us, whether it's farms or anything else that you've heard here that we could look at, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm pretty much online all the time since I have no life. I'm old and can't go anywhere off the
Copy
farm
that.
without catching COVID in this community. Well, almost everyone's died that's going to die, I hope, but it's been a high percentage of this community. It's kind of crazy. So I don't
Yeah.
go too many places at the moment.
Well, I did get the link that Will sent. I'm going to check that out. Halo Home Store Greenville, I think is what you sent there. So I've got your video. This is really awesome. I'd love to dig into this stuff more with you. I think this is really cool. I just brought it up right now. So please do just schedule a time with me. Just make sure and note in there somewhere what, that we met on the class.
Yeah.
But I gotta put your picture under Jeff Bezos on my wall because you're on your way, big dog, man. This is great.
Yeah, well, I have 2 in college yet, so you know what, we'll get there, buddy. I'm going to work it, and certainly love working with entrepreneurs. This is the best to me. This is my favorite thing to do, so I love it.
Michael, you've been a real treat, and thank you for your openness and your sharing such a cool idea. And I hope everyone takes advantage before this gets so big no one ever answers their call. So now is the time. Michael has the extra capacity to help, and so we'll get the word out in our community as well.
Absolutely, we appreciate it. We'll get them going.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you all.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you. Bye.
Talk soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
See y'all later. Bye
Yep,
bye.
bye-bye. Thanks, Dennis.